Building a bait to optimize for performance is my job. That's what I strive to do best at Clutch Swimbait Co. And today let's draw back the curtain and really break down the fine, intricate details and show you guys just how deep I go into building the best bait for you possible. So these are two different baits, or it's the OG. There's two different resins. Everything about these baits is identical. They're fresh out the mold. The only thing that's different, they got the same ballast in them, they got the same hardware in them. Everything about them is the same except for one difference. We utilized a different resin in both of these. So this is the resin that probably 90% of other swim bait builders use out there. If you see like a really, really clean white bait that comes out of a mold and it's just beautiful, it's typically this resin. This is the resin we use. It looks a lot different. Why does this matter? So let's take a sidestep and really get scientific on this. So the reason why a glide bait is gonna glide extra wide and have a really wide glide is something called momentum. So that bait's gotta have a lot of momentum to shoot through the water because there's a bunch of different forces being applied to the bait as it's moving through the water. So there's the force of gravity, which is pulling it down. There's the water resistance, there's the drag of the line. All of these things are working against that bait getting super wide. So what does this mean? So what is momentum? Momentum is mass times velocity. Well, as a bait builder, I can't really affect the velocity. That's something that you guys have to impart on the bait as fishermen. So what I can affect is mass. Well, you'd think like, okay, well just increase the weight, it's gonna sink faster, it's gonna glide wider. No, then when that happens, the force of gravity is overcoming the momentum force and it's making it sink a lot faster and it's not letting that bait get as wide. So ideally, that bait needs to have a nice, super slow sink to counteract gravity. So basically what we're getting at is that bait needs to be buoyant. So the buoyancy of the bait with the ballast in the bottom is keeping that upright, keeping that rate of fall slow. So the thing is, so why does the resin matter? So the resin we use is a naturally more buoyant material than the white bait. As you can see from this video right here, when putting both baits in the tank, the white one, the one that 90% of swim bait builders use, sinks faster than the one that we use. And again, this has got the same microballoon ratio, this has got the same hardware, it's got the same amount of ballast weight in the bottom, but solely switching the resin affects the buoyancy of the bait. So basically what that means is that in a bait the exact same size, profile, it's got the exact same bait, we're able to produce something that's got a lot more mass than what's typically out there. So side-by-side comparison, the bait that's got more mass is going to swim wider because it's got more momentum, which again, momentum is mass times velocity. There's some other side of stuff, there's some other forces that you can really kind of control and to kind of manipulate to be able to make stuff wide glider, and we won't even get into that today. But from solely a resin standpoint, I wanted you guys to know that, look, we're going through a ton of different resins. We're optimizing every single aspect of the bait behind the scenes to optimize for performance. Yeah, the one that 90% of swim bait builders use out there makes a much prettier bait. It creates just a beautiful canvas for people to lay down awesome paint on it. But in my opinion, that's way down the list of priorities in terms of fish catching ability. I want a bait that performs really, really, really well, and it's also got nice paint. It just means that Billy is gonna yell at me a little bit more because we've got more holes to fill. That's basically what it means. So we're going to not take the easy route where it takes a minute to clean up once it pulls out of the mold to get ready for paint. We're gonna take the scenic route, spend a little bit more time on labor to bring you guys a bait that's going to perform better in the water. So like and subscribe for more stuff to come. I hope this made sense. If it didn't make sense, leave a question down below. I'll try to get back to as many of them as possible. Thanks guys, we'll see ya.